This is the parts that Steven Spielberg wasn't allowed to show us. I guess maybe it's more in depth about the aliens instead of just talking about the people with the powers. Talking about the aliens is actually about the aliens. So I get to see some of my people. Let's get into
We
it.
need to talk about Disclosure Day, Steven Spielberg's big alien movie. Reddit called it mid. Critics are arguing about the CGI, and yet almost nobody is talking about the fact that this film really does contain real disclosure. And not the kind people expected. Some people thought that the president was going to make an announcement inside the movie saying, hey guys, everything in this movie is real. Of course,
I feel like this shit is just like packed with underlying things. Some of them I picked up on, the rest of them are in this video. But the actual movie might have been underwhelming. But if you like have like your fucking third eye open and shit, or just like you're aware of conspiracies and how shit works with aliens and the human world and the real world, then you can like pick and apply shit and be like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, no, this is real. Okay, he's trying to tell us stuff. I don't know. Let's get into it.
this is a ridiculous statement, but some people actually thought that the White House was involved with this movie and somehow was going to say, yeah, this is all real. But the truth of the matter is that, while, yes, the president didn't make an announcement saying that whatever's in this movie is real, we don't need that because the plot of the movie actually mirrors what the US government was doing in the exact moments when the movie came out. This video is much bigger than a movie review because what Disclosure Day got right, well, some people might think is terrifying, and what it got wrong, well, let's just say that wasn't an accident. That was the point of the movie. It's misdirection. They did it on purpose. So here's what a lot of people miss. I'm going to give you a little backstory before we get into the meat and
One thing we not about to do is play with me about aliens. The fuck you mean misdirection? At what point was there mixed? It was the entire movie not getting to the fucking point misdirection, because that wasn't really a shocker. That wasn't, it wasn't really surprising. Like niggas do that.
potatoes of the movie. On May 8th, 2026, the Pentagon launched something called Pursuit. It was the presidential unsealing of reported UAP phenomena, UFO encounters. They declassified, I think it was 162 files, military videos, sensor data, and incident reports that were dating back to like 1944. They put it all on a government website. I think it's war.gov/UFO. And within 2 weeks, over a billion people visited. Think about that, a billion. Then on May 22nd, they dropped a second batch. There was 51 more videos, there was audio recordings, there was military intelligence officers describing what he saw and calling himself speechless because it impacted him so much. Guys, these are real military intelligence officers. It's not very often that one of them will say what they witnessed made them speechless. And then we have the movie Disclosure Day.
So it's like it is real, but they reveal it, it gets taken down. But when they do reveal it, 1 billion people saw some shit, and then fucking that's what I'm saying. Like army generals have like accounts recorded for shit like this. What the fuck is going on? Like, can we just have a yes or no? Can we just like, because now that it's, I guess, is I really, I guess it's up to the person to decide what's a yes or no to them. Because what the fuck am I waiting on the president to tell me himself that the fucking aliens are real? It's not exactly the nigga I go to for information or for any good thing. So it's like it's it's weird to have to accept information from other spots and then believe it yourself on your own that it's real, but it's just you out here for real. Like it's you decide what's real, but at the same time, what's real to the fucking world? What can impact the world? These aliens come here and fuck up the world. That's for sure that they exist or not. If they come up and do anything good, put a hand on anything, they exist. I just need a yes or fucking no. Because niggas is flying around. Is there footsteps? Like, is there a footprint? Did he float? Like, is
It came
Right.
out just what, 5 weeks after the initial declassified UFO files hit the internet? The timing cannot be a coincidence. Steven Spielberg released a movie about what happens when declassified UFO files hit the public the same month, the same event. Fiction and reality happening side by side. Some people still think it's a coincidence. I don't. Now, what's in the movie proves to me that this was not a coincidence. And some people, they're just overlooking it. They watch the movie and they're saying, well, I don't see what the big deal is. Well, maybe you should look at it a little bit deeper, because this movie is a big deal, because no Hollywood film discloses reality in such an overt way. They always layer it, they always put it in, they mix it with truth and with fiction. So they're giving you the truth, but they're mixing it with fiction so that you don't know which is which. But the seeds of the truth were planted, and that's what they've always been doing. Any movie with predictive programming, any movie like, let's talk about They Live, for instance, right? A lot of people come to the realization that the movie They Live is a documentary. Now, obviously, the movie They Live is fiction, right? But there is some truth in that movie, and there's some aspects of reality.
I didn't want to pause on here, but I can't even like look at this shit comfortably, bro. Cause like you're doing it, like you're doing it, bro. It's the shit that makes you wanna fucking cry, cause you're stuck. You're doing it. You can't not do it. All of it is fucking terrible. All of it is bad for you. There's good shit out there. And that's like the hardest thing to remember, bro. Like, consume what, nigga? Like, stay asleep. Can't do that because you gotta work. You can't work because just, because it's just a cycle, and then you know you in the cycle, and then realizing you're in the cycle does nothing good immediately, but does all the damage immediately. It is, bruh. Oh my god.
In that movie that people are starting to wake up to today. The same thing's happening with this movie. They're putting truth in there. They're putting aspects of real things in there, and they're mixing it with fiction so that when the time comes, you know what to expect because you've been told it in the movie. Again, we have fiction and reality running side by side simultaneously. So the files, the UFO files, the real ones, are obviously still on the website. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen those already. So the timing, it's a little bit too suspicious to be called coincidence. Now, before we go any further, I want to show you something, because the CIA, okay, the actual CIA has an
This shit just occurred to me, but I know that movies do like marketing runs where they go across other internet platforms and put like ads or weird found footage videos and weird just happenings for like scary movies or thrillers. I know they did the shit for Weapons, did the shit for fucking Resident Evil. If this is like the most real life version of that, if niggas is looking at UFO documents and be like, oh, that's the shit that was in Disclosure Day, and immediately discredit it. That's crazy. That could possibly happen. Somebody could read some shit that was in the fucking movie, but the movie was made about the real thing, but the movie wasn't real. So now they think the shit that they read that was in the movie, that was referenced in the movie, also wasn't real or was real. I don't fucking know. It's just like I hate misdirection so fucking much. Cause like it's not enough that a nigga gotta do everything in his life to survive and then not ask for the shit, but then have to keep doing it anyway because once you're born here, you are here. You also gotta lie to me about shit. And then lie to me about the shit that I have to do. So now that I found out that you lied to me, I'm stuck doing the shit still with no other outcome. Bruh, it's just like, if that ain't evil, I don't know what the fuck, bruh. It's just, ugh. And people just.
entertainment liaison office in Hollywood. And no, this is not conspiracy theory. The truth of the matter is that the CIA has been, let's just say, influencing Hollywood films for a number of years, for a very long time. And this is not conspiracy theory, people. This is actually documented. This is a declassified government document, and I'm going to put it on the screen right now. It's document number C06810310. And it was declassified.
I gotta hear what he's saying, and then I'm gonna go back, but I want to read this.
September 12th, 2019. And it says, in the CIA's own words, that the agency, the CIA, has a GS 14 or GS 15 officer whose job it is to interact with directors, producers, and screenwriters to review projects, movies, like Disclosure Day. All right. And this is their words. Why do they do this? To protect agency equities. Think about this. Think about the implications of this. Because when people say that there's no truth in Hollywood movies, there's no propaganda in Hollywood movies. There's nobody trying to influence you in a certain way when they're making a Hollywood movie. When they claim that, they're claiming it without anything to back it up. They're just making that up because the truth of the matter is that the CIA does have an interest in movies and swaying the public one way or another. And guys, they've done this since 1996. The first guy in that.
The thing with movies and the thing with television and the thing with why that thing said watch television on like the fucking top right side is that it should not be weird or like crazy to you to understand that we emulate the shit that we see, and seeing enough of something or hearing enough of something changes how you view that something to be that exact way you were seen to like or shown to view it. So watching television, in the name, everybody does this shit. Nobody does it all the way right, but television is essentially brain, tele prefix, vision, something visual, telepathically give you something visually. What are they giving you? Information, programming, a thought process, a form of thinking. Just any of that is actually all of it is outside of you. Enough of it takes away from whatever you are and makes you that. Just enough of that will fuck with you enough for you to not be fully your own thoughts and immediate actions. The shit you do will be influenced by the shit you watch, which is why me, as a grown ass man, will watch cartoons still. Because what the fuck do I look like looking at Love Island in in any capacity? Like, it's just, that's a whole nother conversation in itself. I don't want to make the video long as hell, but realistically be real with yourself. What the fuck are you looking at 24/7? Just actually think about what you're looking at. If there's something better you could be looking at than just debauchery and exuberant nigga shit. Just look at anything the fuck else. Bro, turn on Adventure Time, nigga. Oh god.